A 12-year-old up-and-coming rapper in trouble with the law in a video going viral. White Cobb County police say they're standing by their officer. A mysterious polio-like illness spreading in children, but it's still extremely rare. What you should know about acute flaccid myelitis.
Just how many Benjamins should you have saved by age 40? I've got the magic number.
Live from the 11 Alive studio, Morning Rush starts now.
Well, apparently the rock group Rush is no longer the best thing to come out of Canada. Today, our neighbors in the north will start lighting up legally. Canada becoming the second country in the world to legalize recreational marijuana. Uruguay was the first. More than 100 legal shops will open today. Tweet us what you think. Use the hashtag MorningRushATL.
Canada is officially the largest now.
Yeah.
How long before the United States follows suit?
I think it's going to be a while.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a while. Let us know. Let us know. Use the hashtag MorningRushATL. You know, Chesley's always a betting man on something.
Everything.
Always trying to stir the pot.
I see what you did there.
Nice.
That was good.
We're gonna do it.
See, I was going to say something about using the hashtag.
Oh, you guys are good.
Get into the rush block. Chesley.
How long? Yeah, see how they are? They're already there. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies over the metro. Rain up to the north and down to the south as well. Light for the most part up to the north. You got over toward Thomaston, a nice little moderate pocket coming down. No lightning strikes associated with it at all, especially along I-75 here just to the east of Barnesville. This is where it has been to the north and starting to break up just a little bit, but we still have some scattered sprinkles out there. Temperatures in the 60s everywhere you look, folks. Not bad. 73 degrees, I believe, will be our afternoon high temperature for today. Going to give it an 8 out of a possible 11 with that 20% chance for showers early. Late day clearing will be the case for us and will remain cool as we head through the rest of the week. Time now for a check on the traffic. Here's Crash Clark.
Thank you, my friend. East and West Expressways filling up. That's kind of normal, but if you look right, well, you can probably barely see it. I'll focus in on it. That's northbound traffic where we're seeing these brake lights. Thanks to a stalled tractor trailer 85 northbound past Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Not only is it stalled out in a couple of left lanes, it's leaking fuel. That's not good. So just past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, folks trying to head DeKalb into Gwinnett County, you've got yourself a little bit of what I like to call a sticky wicket. Now, of course, the regular rush hour is heading southbound, and we're seeing those delays coming down from 316. So you kind of got it coming and going out of Gwinnett County. So be prepared for it. Camera's kind of freezing up a wee bit. That's 85 around Pleasantdale, but as you can see, you've not only got the northbounders slowing on the right side of your screen, but the southbounders as well. Things are going to get a little bit tricky out there in Gwinnett and DeKalb. Sheba?
This next story drawing national attention. A 12-year-old rising rap star who's appeared on The Ellen Show facing felony charges for selling CDs. Jennifer Bellamy live in the newsroom. And Jen, the officer who detained him at the mall is facing criticism?
That's correct, Sheba, but Cobb County police continue to stand by their officers, saying the young rapper was verbally resistant and instead of de-escalating the situation, attacked the officer. Now, this is the video that people are talking about. The family of that 12-year-old rapper, Corey J., says he was at Cumberland Mall to meet with another artist and was wrongfully targeted. Police, though, say the boy was selling CDs after a previous warning not to do so without permission. The family denies claims that Corey James cursed and pushed the officer, while police say this video doesn't show everything.
This is what you see in social media. A lot of people have said that he was manhandling. The officer, all he was doing was holding the young man by the arm.
We have requested that officer's body camera video. The department has not released it yet. Corey J. now faces charges of criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, misdemeanor obstruction, and felony obstruction.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. It sounds like a scene straight out of a movie. $1 million worth of electronics swiped. The organized group of thieves hitting up 2 different businesses over 2 weeks. The group of 4 men breaking into Dow Electronics warehouse in Duluth and Stampede Presentation Products in Lawrenceville. In both cases, they loaded up tractor trailers with high-end items like TVs and car radios.
Somebody out there took a lot of time to plan this out, make all the efforts in order to get a tractor trailer.
Police say it's likely they're being sold on the black market or shipped overseas. A playful punch takes a wrong turn. A South Atlanta high school administrator fired and possibly facing criminal charges after fighting with a student. That student, Zaki Kunt, telling police he playfully hit the 42-year-old staff member in the arm. APD says the surveillance video shows the employee grabbing the teen. They say he restrained him by the arm, even hitting him in the face.
You don't need to be around kids if you're attacking kids in that way.
The family says they were originally told their son would be charged with simple battery. The school now recommending to drop that charge. A Morehouse grad with a history of mental illness killed during a struggle with deputies.
The video doesn't match the story that we've heard.
The sister of 36-year-old Chinedu Okobi says her brother was unarmed when two deputies confronted him in San Mateo, California. Okobi spotted walking in and out of traffic. Deputies say they tried many times to restrain him before using the taser multiple times. His family not clear if he was on his meds at the time, but they believe race played a role in his death. Guilty until proven innocent. That's what President Trump is calling the global condemnation of Saudi Arabia over the case of a missing journalist.
President Trump's defending the Saudis. The Turks believe they are responsible for a brutal murder, now showing passports of what they believe was a hit team sent in to kill this journalist. Overnight, a search of a diplomat's home, and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo lands in Turkey today to find out more.
And that is your Rush Block. The time now is 6:35. Oh, Canada. That's what many Americans might be saying today. As of today, recreational marijuana is now legal in Canada. Now, Canadians who are at least 18 or 19 years old, depending on the province or territory, will be able to buy and use cannabis legally. The only other country in the world where recreational marijuana is legal is Uruguay. Now, Liza Lucas is following all things trending, and a lot of people are talking about our neighbors to the north. Many people planning their trips to the north, maybe too.
Oh, I'm definitely seeing some packed train gifs coming in this morning, and a lot of people talking about their next trips, clapping it out like Jennifer right here. And we want to let you know some other news that was coming out of Canada this morning. The plan to pardon all those who have been convicted of possessing up to 30 grams of marijuana. That's under the new legal limit, which is about 1 gram, a little bit more than that. People like Niles chiming in saying, I think that the fact that Canada did this before the United States, kind of sad, using that hashtag Morning Rush ATL to weigh in. And others responding to us this morning talking about the potential economic impact. Of course, we'll be watching and waiting to see how that is. And then also a lot of concern as well. So a lot of people talking about this. We're seeing hashtag Canada. We're seeing hashtag Weed Wednesday, hashtag C Day. Guys, the conversation doesn't seem to be going anywhere, but a lot of people looking to our neighbors up north to see how this all unfolds.
Yeah, see what they do, this national approach. This means that those pot businesses can use banks, they can trade stocks, they can partake in medical studies like other pharmaceutical operations. So you would assume that the states here, there's a number of states here where it's legal already, will be looking to Canada. And of course, those states that have not yet made it legal. But it is not legal in the United States, just in some select states.
I think six or seven states, I think. 30 states here in the U.S. Medical marijuana. And then, of course, here in Atlanta, it's been decriminalized, not legalized, decriminalized if you get caught with less than an ounce. It's just a fine, not jail time. But I mean, I think, honestly, we have to weed out the pros and cons.
And let the puns continue.
Oh, my gosh. All right, you can always join the conversation, folks. Go to Facebook. And, of course, search the Morning Rush ATL words. The conversation is pretty popping on this one. I mean, you guys are pretty high on life talking about this conversation. So head on there right now. I had to.
Stop on that for a minute. What's Chesley doing over here?
Where's Chesley's bow tie?
Look.
Oh,
so
this is our Morning Rush Facebook page. Join, and join the closed group as well.
Hey, Chesley, you look so dapper in that bow tie. Look at that smile, Denzel. Okay. That's enough. That was his shout out for the morning. All right, folks, let's talk about what's going on in the other news. You should see it when he does the little mouth quiver. He's like, he looks like Denzel a little bit then. Okay, so what would the world be without YouTube? That's the question. Well, a lot of us wanted to know that question, and we kind of got the answer Tuesday night for users around the world when the site went down worldwide. Yeah, last night visitors were greeted by a half-loading page that showed the subscribed channels, but no videos at all. Clicking on any channels resulted in users being greeted by a picture of a monkey holding a hammer, and it was some text saying, sorry, but our monkeys are hard at work, something like that. Fortunately, the site was back up in an hour, but the internet went crazy about the shutdown. And more big news for the royal family. Crash loves this story. Pippa Middleton gave birth to a baby boy, adding another grandchild to the Middleton clan. Congratulations, Pippa. Now, Pippa is Kate Middleton's sister, which makes the baby boy Prince William's nephew. Try to keep up. The birth comes just one day after Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced they are expecting their first child in the spring. I love that. And now it's time for a segment we like to call So They Say. And this is kind of a warning for you if you haven't started saving already and you're like, I don't know, in your 30s, 40s, 50s. So they say there is a certain amount of money that you should have stored up by the time that you hit your 40th birthday. Fidelity actually recommends having the equivalent of 3 times your annual salary saved up. Now that means if you're earning $50,000 per year, by your 40th birthday, you should have $150,000 socked away. Now, Magnify Money actually reports that the median Gen X household has only $15,700 in total savings already saved. So the moral of the story, you should have at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in an emergency fund and also be on your way to saving $1 million for your retirement. That's a lot of money, Sheba.
Go. Right. Got to crunch the numbers and don't do fuzzy math.
Shoot.
Ahead here on Morning Rush, the mysterious, paralyzing polio-like virus spreading rapidly among children. Why the illness is stumping health officials.
And do you want to be an extra in your favorite Netflix show? Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, Stranger Things. We'll tell you about the casting call this week for Stranger Things next in the A-Scene.
Well, we're looking at temperatures at 73, cooler than we were just yesterday. We had 84. Look at that. Morning sprinkles around. They'll get out of the way by mid-morning. We'll be left with the clouds. Sunshine coming out tomorrow with temperatures remaining cooler.
One thing you want to know about your ride, trouble against the flow of traffic. Look at the bright lights off to the right. That's 85 northbound past Jimmy Carter Boulevard. They are blocking up a couple of right lanes. Things are slow back to the junction, and there are inbound delays as well. You know who's not stuck in traffic? Our puppy with a purpose. He's right here today, fresh off a visit from New York City. Yeah, he visited the Guide Dog Foundation. He was in a fashion show. He was out at Times Square all night long partying. You could follow all his travels on Instagram at 11 Alive Puppy. We'll be right back. Oh, baby, I think I love you. From head to toe. Welcome back to the Morning Rush, 6:44 the current time. How about a little Lisa and the Cult Jam? Always thought it was Cult Force Jam, but maybe that's me back in the day. Love this song, and you could hear it, and you could hear others like it on the 11 Alive radio station on Pandora. Search 11 Alive radio on the app. Add to it, Francesca. I know you're dancing. I know you're moving back there.
Yes, I am, from side to side, from head to toe. All right, folks, it is time for the A-Scene, your source for Georgia's booming entertainment scene. And first up is a casting call for Stranger Things. You're going to love this one. So Casting TaylorMade is looking for actors with hairstyles and looks of the 80s for marching band scenes in the upcoming 3rd season of Stranger Things. Now, fittings are taking place today, Thursday, and Friday for shoots taking place the week of October 29th. But there's kind of a catch. You have to own your own instrument, and you must have real marching band experience. For more information on that one, head to 11alive.com/theascene, and you can also head to our Facebook page because I placed it in there as well. Next up, turn on the lights. He's looking for you. Rap artist Future is set to make Atlanta history with the Hawks. He will be the first artist ever to play during a Hawks game when he takes the court both mid and post game on October 24th. Now he'll join the Hawks and host 100 guests from his Free Wishes Foundation during the game against the Dallas Mavericks. The nonprofit organization was actually co-founded by Future and his mother and his sister, and we've actually covered them before. They do amazing work for the community. And Small Group, the movie, is a faith-based film that you will see in select theaters starting October 19th. The movie's director, Matt Chastain, filmed the entire thing in Athens, Georgia. He said the community in Athens really helped bring his story to life.
My family lives here in Athens. I've lived here since college. It's just a wonderful, vibrant community. The art scene here is amazing. Everybody knows about that. So it really makes for a really rich environment to make a movie. You can get any look you want, from cosmopolitan to small town to rural, and you get to experience the texture of this community. Really adds a lot to your film.
Man, our production scene is really winning over Hollywood. And for more of the A Scene, make sure you visit our website, 11alive.com/the A Scene. And again, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and of course, Facebook as well. Big things are constantly popping. And of course, if you see a celebrity around town, shoot me a hashtag. Use the A Scene hashtag. Crash, over to you.
Thank you so much, Francesca. Appreciate that. All right, we want to take you against the flow of the rush hour. That's kind of what we're highlighting right now. That's that tractor trailer that stalled out and was leaking fuel. I would imagine the fuel leak kind of came first. There it is, 85 northbound past Jimmy Carter Boulevard. We got enough folks heading 85 northbound where it's becoming a little bit of a problem. Southbounders just dealing with the volume. Overall, look at the map. East and West Expressway getting a little bit crowded. 75 down around Forest Parkway. Pretty standard stuff in the rush hour. In fact, this is only one of our big incidents right here. The only thing, there it is, 85 northbound past Jimmy Carter Boulevard. You can see the delays stretching almost back to Spaghetti Junction. In fact, it looks like it is now as you start approaching Chamblee Tucker. Even inside the perimeter, you're going to start catching some of those delays. So make your plans. You got a couple of alternates. You can always run over to Dawson Boulevard. Best Friend Road will be your best friend. That's kind of a pun. 85 southbound, though, getting a wee bit crowded as well. 21 minutes, 316 to the junction. Here comes 400. Almost a half hour from Old Milton to 285. And then there you go. 75, loving their express lane, still condition green out of Cobb and Cherokee. Mr. Chesley McNeil, over to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Crash. Yeah, we've been laughing at our neighbors up to the north, and now we're starting to see this rain starting to sink a little bit further down to the south. I think the metro gets in on a few sprinkles before it's all said and done through mid-morning. Heavier rain a little bit further down to the south. You can see how light it is up to the north. Maybe a few dots on your windshield over toward Marcy Creek and Murrayville, over toward Tate as well. A little bit further down to the south is where you're going to find the heavier rain coming down. Now moving over toward the Barnesville area towards 75. Now, this will end by mid-morning. It's out of the way, but we're going to hold on to those clouds through early afternoon. 68 degrees by noon, 73 degrees will be our forecast high temperature for today, but we'll start to clear it out later this afternoon as that front is now down to the south of us, but drier air will start to seep right on in and we'll get rid of it. Get rid of it. Winds out of the north today, up to about 10, 15 miles per hour at times today. Here's our forecast track model. You can follow along with the time at the top of the screen. Shows the rain ending by 2 o'clock this afternoon. Even notice some breaks in the clouds up here to the far north. That's going to be the trend as we head toward the evening. By the time you're driving home, you may be able to put on those shades, right? Get a little bit of sunshine before it sets. Fair skies tonight will allow those temperatures to fall off into the low 50s. That's where we're going to begin our Thursday afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Temperatures only near 70, so you may need a jacket or a sweater for tomorrow. We start you off with the sunshine on Friday, but late. Next front comes through, increases our cloud cover, brings the rain early on Saturday. So if you had plans for a yard sale or early morning game, know that it will be wet. 50% chance of the rain will clear out by the afternoon and set us up for a better day on Sunday. Sheba?
All right. A paralyzing polio-like illness is spreading rapidly, mostly among children. Now, this is extremely rare, but scary as the cause is still a mystery. Jennifer Leslie has more on what you need to know.
22 states are reporting cases of the mystery illness, and 90% of those patients are kids under 18. It's called acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM, and it paralyzes children, like 5-year-old Hudson Finkel, whose arm suddenly fell limp a few weeks ago.
He came to me and he is supporting his left arm with his right arm, and he says, "Mommy, my arm's broke."
The CDC is investigating 127 suspected cases. 62 of them have been confirmed so far. There is no cure and the cause is unknown, but health officials say it's most likely linked to viruses, which typically circulate this time of year.
Within a few days, if your child starts saying, "My leg hurts, my arm hurts," they start feeling tinglies in their arms, any weird sensation like that, take them to the doctor.
Cases have peaked every other year since 2014, but AFM is still extremely rare, with a rate of 1 in a million. Some patients recover completely, while others are left with a disability for years. At this point, doctors can only recommend hand washing to prevent virus spread.
And there is no vaccine for the virus linked to AFM, but doctors say staying up to date with other vaccines might help guard against the illness. Look for much more on AFM coming up on the Today Show. Next in the checklist at 6:51, a school teacher vanishes amid allegations of inappropriate contact with a student. What police say he left behind at his family's home. We'll be back. It's 6:54. Time for the checklist, the stories that you need to know before you head out the door. A middle school teacher disappears amid allegations that he had inappropriate contact with a student. Jennifer Leslie live in the newsroom with the details.
His family says Zachary Metters was last seen Saturday. He was supposed to report to DeKalb District Headquarters 2 days ago to address allegations of misconduct involving students. Instead, Gwinnett County Police were called to his father's home in Lawrenceville, where Metters left 4 important pieces of evidence on the doorstep. According to the police report, there was an iPad with videos apologizing to his family and 3 letters. 2 were apology letters. The other focused on his finances. Metters taught at Freedom Middle School, where he was removed from campus and told not to return.
Skeletal remains found near a dead-end street in Atlanta. Police say a construction crew made the discovery yesterday in northwest Atlanta, the 700 block of Wheeler Street to be specific. They describe the area as isolated and heavily wooded. A DNA analysis will now be performed to identify the remains and figure out the cause of death.
Hey there, good morning to you. And this morning, President Trump is keeping up his media blitz over these last few days with a couple of new interviews overnight, including one where he was teeing up his 2020 race and sizing up potential Democratic opponents. That includes Michael Avenatti, who may run on the Democratic side. He, of course, is the lawyer for porn star Stormy Daniels. The president talking about how he just beat Avenatti in a big case. That is a reference now to a lawsuit, a defamation suit filed by Daniels against the president that a judge just dismissed. That said, Avenatti and Daniels say they will keep fighting. We're going to break down this controversy and another one that's popped up online. This one involving the First Lady's office, coming up in just a bit on the Today Show.
Still got cloudy skies around for the rest of the afternoon, but better days ahead. You got sunshine for Thursday, Friday the same, the temperatures in the 60s. Next best chance of rain will be on Saturday.
It's the stalled tractor trailer leaking fuel in the 2 right lanes, 85 northbound at Jimmy Carter Boulevard, and a wreck behind that. The rest of the rush hour, it's coming your way. I'd leave the house right now if I were you, Francesca.
And it looks like the DeKalb Entertainment Commission is hosting an entertainment expo that'll actually have resources that'll help anyone build presence in the entertainment industry. It's going down November 3rd. Mark your calendars. There'll be plenty of panels, workshops, pitch opportunities, one-on-one meetings, industry pros, all types of stuff. I have just retweeted out the registration. You can find it on the A-Scene's Twitter or Fran TV Host Twitter as well.
And we've been following your reaction all morning long to stories and the idea of chickenpox parties. So would you intentionally expose your child to chickenpox? The majority of you this morning responding to our poll say no way, not for you, guys.
I'm so surprised because this was like the big thing to do back in the day. Now parents are like, no way. All right, have a good day, everybody. Say hi to Izzy on 11 Alive Puppy.